Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Deadfire, with me, Bring It On. Let's continue perusing the wares of the Deck of Many Things.
Subtle indeed. The work of a moment.
A broad-shouldered Amoa stands before crates and racks of armors and weapons. The cool tones of her skin and the geometric patterns in her oil-stained smock mark her as a native of Rawatai. She smiles at your approach, displaying her sharp teeth, and bows her head.
Greetings. I assume Fennec explained our little floating trading floor, so I'll cut through the fat. I'm Tara, purveyor of fine armors and weapons, whether for kith or ship. What are you in the market for?
What was that? This is an unusual vessel.
He is, isn't he? Looks like a junk now, but that's mostly my doing. Underneath the decades of patches and filth, there's some truly strange shit. Copper, Audra, Adiran runes, Valian pipes.
She shakes her head.
Best guess is that he came out of old Engwith, modified over the millennia by whoever crewed him. I wanted to rename him the Junky Junk of Junk, but Fennec wouldn't have it.
The ship's a him.
Trust me on that. I know him inside and out.
How do you end up on the deck?
A question I ask myself often. The simple version is that the deck dropped anchor in Rawatai looking for a blacksmith. I was a blacksmith looking to get out of Rawatai. Didn't know a Bolin from a Baleen at the time, but you learn fast at sea or you sink.
What's the less simple version?
Considerably more complicated and entirely none of your business.
That's fair. Let me see what you have.
Peruse at your pleasure.
Will do. Alright, Belt of Mogren's Chosen. Linked in Flames grants Linked in Flames. Plus 3% damage dealt as burn with weapons. Oh, it's an aura too. And Ire of Mogren. Small chance to summon a hostile fire blight on hit. Wana legends warn of the Burning Raiders, sailors of tremendous stature who call on flame with the same ease as a water shaper turning the sea. Few reliable sailors claim having sighted one of these unlikely creatures, and rarer still are the merchants who maintain that any of their wares were won from such a foe. This belt, however, oversized even for an Amoa and ablaze with essence, certainly seems to lend credence to the sailors' tales. Helia's Talons. Unwieldy. 25% chance on scoring a melee weapon hit to cause the enemy or wielder raw bleed damage over time. And Raking Grasp. Plus 5% damage dealt as slash with melee weapons. As dangerous to the wearer as to her enemies, these gauntlets honor the goddess of the sky. The creator did not fully consider Helia's will when creating the gauntlets, focusing on aesthetics over function. In his short-sightedness, he gained not his goddess's favor, but her wrath. He forever after traveled with a sheet of canvas overhead to spare himself the spattered fury of her flocks. This might be worth it, because we have so much regeneration with Adair. Alright, Sandals of the Water Lily. Buoyant, immune to dexterity afflictions, and delicate, minus 10 all defenses. These sandals allow the wearer to move gracefully, unhindered by their foes. They've been handed down as a sacred relic from master to apprentice amongst Wana water shapers, prized for both their craftsmanship and elegance. Much of the water shapers' chagrin, they were pilfered from the guild, lost to privateers. I was hoping for a little bit more from her.
Subtle indeed. It is done. Subtle indeed. It is done.
Ooh, Vial of Starlight. Plus 5 to Resolve, Intellect, Perception, Constitution, Dexterity, and Might. But only for 10.5 seconds. So we can already steal all of his unique stuff. The Log of Faith stands in the corner, its head turned to the side so that it might track you with one bulbous eye. A large bucket of briny water rests tucked into the corner behind it, a sponge just breaking its dark surface. The water gestures at the nearby shelves in what may be an invitation to peruse its wares.
How do you know if these things want you to pet them?
It hisses through needle-sharp teeth. Unusual ship, isn't it? The creature gurgles, head shifting slightly, or sliding a webbed hand down the side of its head. Strange to see a Log of Faith here. The Log of Faith gurgles again. Wouldn't you rather be in the sea than on it? It gurgles. You don't say much, do you? It gurgles. Proves its wares. A necklace of the Harvest Moon. Gives Midnight Wish. Channels lunar energy into a localized source of power, regenerating the health of allies in the area of effect, and granting a minor bonus to all defenses. And Yearly Reap. Minus 5% recovery time for 6 seconds on critical hit. Intending to give it to his son, a Rayed Sarian Smith forged a simple necklace in the light of the Harvest Moon from metals blessed by Gonite priests. The son never returned from Widewind's War to receive it, and, in his grief, the smith tried to rend the necklace link by link. When he could not bring himself to destroy the second progeny in the name of the first, he took the necklace to Andra's gift-bearers. Alright, Ring of Mule's Wit. Grants Ignorance, minus 8 Intellect, and Bliss, resistance to Perception, Intellect, and Resolve Afflictions. An ill-tempered enchanter, tired of his lord's demands for magical entertainment, crafted this ring to pacify the lord permanently. He brought it to court, claiming it an ensorcelled relic from a faraway land, where the mule was revered as a symbol of steadfastness. The lord did not hesitate to slip it on his finger. Disappointed at the complete lack of power now at his command, the noble threw the ring to the rushes. The enchanter, equally disappointed that his lord had not fallen into a stupor, tried the ring on himself. He finally found peace. Alright, Collar of Aethys' Light. Grants Sun's Blessing. Calls out a shaft of intense sunlight, burning and potentially blinding those caught in the area of effect. And Dawn's Reflection. The colors of the collar shine brightly, granting the wearer a chance to reflect spells during the day. Each bead on this collar is meant to represent a redemptive act performed by the Aethasian priest who crafted it. His journey took him to a group of Dear Woodens who had their fields torched during the Saints' War. They agreed to accept his apologies in exchange for the collar. He begged them to reconsider. They instead drew their weapons on him. The priest invoked Aethys' power, bringing down a pillar of flame. Only their ashes remained. Having compounded the sins for which he sought repentance, the priest consigned himself to the wheel, giving himself to Andra and taking with him the collar and Dear Wooden ashes.
Huh? Sure.
Magran's tits and Bereth's balls, I swear. These dice are fucking weighted.
The Orlin fumes as the chuckling ocean folk sweeps up his coin. His large eyes swivel towards you.
The merchants are all after here, mate. Talk to one of them if you aim to barter or buy.
Who might you be?
We might be the Anns. The Anns and the Blades paid no small share of the take to keep prying and questions to a minimum. Savvy?
Their crew need protecting.
Ain't nobody here a slouch in a scuffle, friend.
Seen Bubble over there tear Kith clean in half.
Want to make some coin. The pair exchange quick glances.
We're listening.
I can hire them to help take over this ship. I'm not going to do that. On second thought, never mind. The pair shrug and return to their game.
Shove off, eh?
I wanted to play. So I can try to sneak.
Yeah?
What can I do you for?
Yes, of course.
Seems unlikely to work.
Hmm?
Let's take a look.
Yeah? Very well. What do you need?
Maybe doing it from this side would be easier.
Keep it down.
Then again, maybe not.
I got it.
I know. We'll try to steal everything on the ship at a later date.
Eyes open.
I do want to buy those summoning items. And the rest of the gear, it just seems too gimmicky.
Finding everything to your liking, Cap. Nothing but the best.
It's gonna pick this up too.
Finding everything to nothing but the best aboard.
Something I good thinking.
Combat only. I might give that to my main character.
Hey.
Yeah, right away.
Well, the Helios Talons might be a little less gimmicky, since we can overcome the damage over time with regeneration. Oh, a derelict Valian ship. Look at points of this ship in the distance. Galleon captain, a three-master, or it was. Not remains of this ship's foremast save a splintered stump, and the bowsprit has been sheared off. See how they crippled her? That's the work of pirates. Principe most likely, and probably the upstarts if they're raiding this close to Valian patrol routes. Imani leans in close. If they've taken any gold, they might have left supplies. Irena's brow is damp with sweat. We shouldn't stick around. The Valians see us plundering one of their ships. They won't give us a chance to explain. Pull up alongside it. We'll salvage whatever's left. Take a small boarding party and scour the galleon. Most of its cargo and all of its crew are missing. But you do find several barrels of fresh water and a few sacks of dried rice and coarse meal. Your competent hands make quick work of the task. You return to the ship and order Luca to set sail. Luca salutes. Very well. The crew scrambles to their posts, eager to be clear of the area. Once the ship has disappeared behind you, the crew abandons nervous glances for relieved laughter. So maybe we'll go do this island while we're here. I think the Oathbinder Sanctum is for the quest given to us by Khan. Yeah, lost dues in good faith. Oathbinder Sanctum sounds like a temple to Wotica, if ever there was one. Alright, Old Battleground. We've read this description before, but we'll do it again. It isn't always easy to judge who fought or why, but what belongings the dead leave behind is a legacy that anyone can claim. The site of a recent battle spreads before you. The bodies of the routed force still lie where they fell. The most have been picked clean by scavenging beasts. Search the location. Take some time to explore the battlefield. And find nothing of value. Keep searching. Continue to poke about the area. And find a motley assortment of coins and the warrior's remains. You've wandered the length of the battlefield. There's nothing left of any value. That was a disappointing haul. After hours spent wandering through the desert, you stumble into a lush oasis nestled against the base of a massive pyramid. You search for an entrance and finally spy one at the very top of a long staircase. Ascend the pyramid. It's a tough climb, but that doesn't stop you. Drenched in sweat, you finally enter the welcome shade of the room at the top of the pyramid.
This is deserted, but the candles keep burning.
This fractured relief portrays the broken crown symbol of Wotica.
I've got it.
The eyes of the statue seem to follow you wherever you walk. The statue decorating this small shrine has been dusted and polished to a shine.
On it.
The door is stuck fast.
You hear that? Whispers in the darkness. Whispers from the grave.
Do you hear that?
The translucent visage of an Orlan glows before you. At your approach, it shimmers. You're swallowed by a tide of bewilderment. Reach for the soul. As your mind strains toward the confused soul, the presence of other spirits begins to prick at the edge of your awareness. You sense their rage is directed not only at the bright soul, but at your intrusion. A rush of grisly images flash before you. Sadistic murders, violent torture, and worse. A din of spiteful whispers assaults your mind as the depraved souls relive their gruesome crimes. They take glee in the terror of their victims. The confusion of the bright soul lessens. Emboldened by your presence, it shines with a steady, azure glow. The whispering souls retreat to the shadows. Your mind clears. You extend your perceptions to the bright soul, and it reaches out to you in turn. The world slips away. You wake with a start, unable to breathe. Someone covers your mouth with their hand, their grip so tight you taste the salt in their sweat. You're hauled from your bed by three dark figures. They drag you screaming down the stairs and toss you into the road. You stumble to your feet, only to be painfully thrown back down. Hot ropes bite into the flesh of your wrists. Murderer accuses one. Betrayer shouts another. Your neighbors watch from their windows, mouths agape. None of them come to help. They turn away as you scream their names. You feel a jolt on the back of your head, and darkness envelops you. When you come to, your knees ache against cold sandstone. You betrayed nothing, killed no one. Confusion and pain swirl in each panicked plea. Hardened eyes stare back at you through slits in an expressionless mask. You find no reprieve in them. Words are spoken but lost within the rhythmic pounding in your head. This can't be happening. The masked figure demands justice. A sword swings. Feel the hot bite of steel against your neck. Oblivion rolls over you like a tide. Abruptly, you find yourself back in the ruin. The confused spirit pleads to you without words, its shimmering glow almost childlike. You were executed for a crime you didn't commit. It wasn't your fault.
If you've seen what you need to see, Watcher, I'd like to fulfill my duty and reap this soul. Will you allow it?
Jody raises her lantern, eager. The light slices eerily across her face. Go ahead. The rattling shake, the lantern's otherworldly light flares, and the soul is sucked inside. A hard shudder racks Jody forward, and she moans, sweat beading on her brow. Jealous whispers return with renewed malice. The guilt of the damned bears down upon you, an unholy chill that sinks deep into your bones, your very marrow running cold as ice. Unnatural shadows dance in the darkness around you. So I don't know if there's going to be any repercussions for letting Jody take all the souls instead of myself, since I am acting as Bareth's herald. But since I don't care for the gods, I'm okay with Jody, who still believes in them, doing her work, and I'll just tell Bareth to get bent.
Death to those who oppose us!
Let's go!
Arthek, Worthen, Roth!
Aye.
Oh, good.
Take him down!
Yes?
Take!
Just like that. earthen rod. Just like Ixie on us.
You should see this.
Let's go.
Alright, last one.
Yeah? Yeah?
Oh hey, I need that for Jody, I think. So I think I like Urgent Harvest more than Finality. It gives her attack speed just for being near an enemy that's been killed. I don't know, that seems pretty good too. Especially for those longer fights, like the Steel-clad Construct. Or Steel-clad Prototype. We can't afford this yet anyway. And any large fangs I get are gonna go... Oh wait, that doesn't cost garnets anyway. There's something else that required garnets, I think. Oh, it was blade form. Don't have a lot of money though, so I might hold off on that. I probably should be a little bit more selective about which weapons I upgrade. Some of them I know I'm going to keep throughout the whole playthrough, like Whispers of the Endless Paths, and Jody's Lantern and Sickle.
Huh? Right.
But I used a bunch of resources on other stuff, like Bellringer on Resounding Call. I'm hoping we find a better hammer, because that one, it's okay.
Sure.
Bloody Note. Dangerous creatures have made the sacred place their home. It is Wodoka's will that they remain. It is not our place to disturb them. Further, remember that we are not here as looters. Anyone caught thieving will meet the Strangler's justice. Let Cadwina's death be an example to you all. Inquisitor Ludwin. Alright, I'm going to call it here. Next episode, we will continue through the Oathbinder Sanctum. And see if we can't find Oswald. But for now, thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next one.